Hi guys, I wanted to share with you these new type of paints that I got, and these are, I guess they are, well, they are by Dr. P.H. Martins, and they're called Radiant Concentrated Watercolor, and they are watercolor in liquid form, but Dr. P.H. Martins has two kinds of liquid watercolor, and then there are inks which are different because the inks are permanent as far as I know, and the watercolors are not permanent, meaning that if they dry on your paper and then you wet them, you can kind of reactivate them. So the Radiant ones are supposed to be very transparent and also not as light fast as the other type of watercolors. I think they're called Hydrus, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I really wanted to try these because they're supposed to be so vibrant, and when I got them, so they come in either sets or you can buy the bottles separately, and the bottles come in two sizes. This is the small one, it's 15 milliliters, which is half an ounce, so there. And there are 4 sets of 14 colors, and this one is set A. I felt that it had the most like good selection of colors across the rainbow, and the other sets all have like really pretty colors. So it wasn't easy, but I thought I would start with this, and then if I like them I can always get more. Now when I got these just now, they kind of immediately reminded me of the Distress ink. These are the re-inkers, because these also come in glass bottles and they have this dropper in them. So another thing that is important to remember about these, that they are dye-based as opposed to pigment-based, and I'm not exactly sure what that means. So yeah, but anyway, so they come in these cute little bottles, and then you have the name of the color on the bottle and the set, the number and the set, so it goes up to whatever 14 times 4 is. There are 4 sets, A, B, C, and D. Actually, I think I like the D set because it has a lot of pinks and oranges. Not relevant. So what I'm going to do, as I said, it comes in this box like this. It's all plastic, and there was also this thing with it. It's actually kind of a tutorial on how to paint this daisy, although the colors that are written here are not, they are the Hydrus watercolors, so not these ones. And then there are like these step-by-step instructions. So what I'm thinking is, I have here my Jane Davenport art journal. I'm thinking I will swap these and then maybe try to do some flower, and if it goes horribly wrong, then maybe I won't let you see it. But I'll also try to see how they compare to these, because I think you can get the Distress re-inkers. I think if you find them like on sale, if you're in the US and you have, you know, Joann's and Michael's, then many times these are 50% off. That's how I got these a while back. So that brings them down to a lot less than these. I ordered mine from Amazon. I will link it. Actually Amazon UK, because they weren't available in Amazon Germany. And yeah, they arrived really fast, and I'm excited to try them and see what all the fuss is about. So I will put you now on fast forward and talk you through this fascinating process. So I started just playing with these, and I'm going to make my swatches. I tried to take photos and edit them so that the colors would resemble how they look in real life, but I found it extremely challenging, and I will have to try and scan these. But it's very hard to get the real vibrancy and shades of these colors on camera. That's what I found. Anyway, I will tell you my impressions on these. As well, what you can see is what I managed to do till now with them. I just got them and started playing, so I'm sure that with time I will learn more and maybe change my mind on a few of these points that I want to talk to you about. So I'll start with the advantages of these. The colors are extremely vibrant and transparent, which I personally love. They really remind me of the Dilution ink sprays in their vibrancy. So if you have those, then you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. It's just pow, in your face, super vibrant colors, and very, very transparent. The nice thing about the form, you know, the liquid form and the dropper bottle, is that it's really easy to create a large wash. Obviously you need a palette, but a few drops and you can add a ton of water and you can cover a large surface in absolutely no time. And that's a bit harder to do with pan watercolors. With tube watercolors it's probably a little bit easier, but I think with these it's super easy. So that's another nice pro point for these. They are, as you can see, extremely vibrant, so these bottles will last me a long, long time. And I'm watching now the video and the colors are just really not similar to how they look in real life on camera. The pinks are okay, but that last color I swatched, the one in the middle, is a lot more vibrant and turquoise, I would say, than it appears on screen. And also the third color, it's called Persimmon. The one at the top right corner is just a sad version of itself on the screen. It's in reality, it's this really luminous type of, I don't know, like a corally fluorescent pink almost. It's actually one of my favorites in this. So anyway, you can get an idea of how they look, but I have to tell you that the colors are not completely accurate. Mostly the screen is lacking some of the turquoise, I have to say. So let's go on. They're really easy to mix with each other because of their liquid form, and you know, you can just add a drop, and I will start mixing them a little bit very soon. And yeah, the bottle comes with a dropper, as you saw, and I have another type of liquid watercolors. They're called Ecoline or Ecoline, I'm not sure. I think they are Dutch. They're made by Talents, I want to say. Anyway, they come in little jars and they don't have a dropper. And I have a couple of colors, but I rarely use them because I don't want to dip my brush in it because it might contaminate the paint, and that means I have to bring a pipette or, like, you know, my own dropper to use them, and it's just too much of a hassle. So these I find a lot easier to use with since they have a dropper. Now let's move on to the disadvantages. And again, I just got these. These are just first impressions, and obviously some of these things will not change with time, but maybe some will. So the first thing that obviously will not change is that you need a palette, because these come in bottles. And unless you're using them directly from the bottle or dropping them on your surface, which I'm guessing most people don't do, then you need some sort of palette. And you know, that just takes more room and that can get a little fussy. Um, and also, as you want to add colors, you have to each time like open the bottle, and and you need enough space. Or you can set up your palette from the beginning, but then you don't know which colors you will use, and you have the risk of you know, wasting some, although you can re-wet them if they dry in your palette. But still, that's what I love about pan watercolors, or, you know, squeezing tube paint and letting it dry on your palette. That ease of, you know, you want to use it, you re-wet it and use it, and if not, then not. So that's one thing that for me is kind of unbeatable with the ease of tube paints, or dried tube paints in a palette, or pan paints. Another disadvantage of these that is not really relevant for me, because I mostly play in my journals and my paintings are not exposed to direct sunlight, is that these are not light fast. And I don't know about the set A, but I do know that on the D set, which has some lovely fluorescent colors that I love, they say, I think the company itself states that they are not really suitable for reproducing your work, so scanning it, because yeah, the fluorescent colors and that, they just don't really work through a scanner. I'm not that knowledgeable with the whole science of it, but I read that on the set. So on the D set. So these are not light fast, meaning that if you leave them in direct sunlight, in time they will fade. Now I have something that could be a disadvantage depending on your personal preferences or your experience, and that these are super vibrant. So if you want some soft colors, these might be a little bit challenging to you. I do find that when you add a lot of water to these, the soft shades are just gorgeous. That was actually one of the things that I noticed when I was playing with them and adding water and letting it flow, is the beauty of the softer shades. But if you're not really used to painting with such vibrant colors, or you're just beginning, then you might find it a bit challenging. I just wanted to mention it. Now, another disadvantage, in my opinion, of this set, obviously you can make your own selection of colors if you buy these from open stock. But if you just, you know, you want to get a good selection of colors and you pick a set, then it's not ideal. I would say the 3 pink colors, so they're called Alpine Rose, that's number 4A, Cherry Red, number 6A, and 7A Moss Rose, which is a little bit more purplish. They're all very beautiful, and I love pinks, so I'm happy to have these 3 pinks, but they're quite similar, especially the Cherry Red and Moss Rose. So in a set of 14, I think it's a little bit a pity. I think I would have rather have a nice kind of more of an alizarin crimson type of red than these 3 pinks. And also the persimmon color, which is gorgeous, is a little bit similar to the scarlet color. So these are 2 of these kind of, I don't know, they're really vibrant reddish orangey colors. Hard to describe. And yeah, there's a nice purple, that's a good one. The blues, there are 2 turquoise colors that are gorgeous, but I would say quite close to each other. It's just, I think especially I wish there was some other color between those bright orangey reds and the fuchsia pinks. So maybe a little bit a warmer pink, that would have been a good choice. Now these are super easy to mix, so if you noticed, I created a color wheel actually from just 3 colors. I used 1A, that's lemon yellow. Which one did I use? I think 4A is the alpine rose, and 8A the turquoise blue as my cyan. And I kind of mixed a really great color wheel with them. So obviously you could mix a lot of colors yourselves, but I don't know, I kind of wish it was just a teeny tiny bit more balanced. Yeah, that's that. And another thing I noticed with these that I have to play more to say it with confidence, but they seem very staining, meaning that they really stain the paper, and you can't really lift them and get back to the whiteness of the paper, which you can do with a lot of watercolors that are non-staining. So with that quality, it's a little bit hard to correct your mistakes and to kind of soften rough edges if you made them. So see, now I'm going to try, I don't like that stain, and I'm going to try to remove it, but it doesn't budge at all. So it looks like the paper is really stained. And yeah, that's the wisdom that I have to offer at this stage. You saw me using my 3 journals at the moment. They are the ones I'm using the most. The first one was the Jane Davenport large one, which is fantastic. Love it so much. This one is the Dina Wakley one, and it has different types of papers in it, as you will see. So there's watercolor paper, which is lovely. It's quite different than the Jane Davenport one, but I'm really enjoying it. It seems really porous and textured, and I don't know, just really fun. And then in the middle, I worked on one of the watercolor paper inserts of the Vicky Boutin. I can't pronounce her name. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. And that one is my least favorite of these, the paper itself. I don't know, it buckles a lot, and also it has to do with the fact that it's not bound in a journal. So obviously you noticed it more when it's just a little piece of paper. But yeah, I have to say I prefer the other 2. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. Have a great day.